stop the presses. Matt Maiocco went on KMBR. This is what he said. He said, the latest that the Niners have made an offer, it's kind of sitting out there. Brock Purdy and his camp, I don't know how much involved Brock is. I'm sure his agent is shielding him from a lot of this stuff, but the offer the Niners have made isn't one that Brock Purdy's side is inclined to take at this point, nor will they, according to Matt Maiocco. So there's a little bit of a standoff, a game of chicken. What do you think of the 49ers digging in their heels? Who do you think is going to blink first?
Well, it's hard. It's hard because I think the 49ers have a history of talking tough and then caving at the very end. Now, will Brock Purdy feel the pressure before then? And maybe he'll be the one to cave? Because we've seen the 49ers will definitely push it till late, in the offseason, even when the season is about to start. Maybe Brock Purdy doesn't want to hold out and possibly turn some teammates who look up to him against him. So I could see Brock Purdy giving in, especially I feel like there's been a lot of pseudo rumors that, this is more Brock Purdy's agent. It's not Brock Purdy. Even Matt Maiocco said he doesn't know how involved Purdy is. This might be more on the agent. So maybe Purdy, gets wind of this as the season comes closer and as training camp comes closer, and he pushes his agent and says, hey, I want to get this done. I want to be out in the field and I want to have a deal. Or, Brock Purdy's hired this guy. So in my opinion, he has to know that this guy is engaging some tough negotiations, if it hasn't been done yet, to end the season in the end of the year press conferences. Brock Purdy said that he wanted to get a deal done as soon as possible. Well, if that was true, maybe he'd be putting a little more pressure on his agent already because the deal has not been done. And we've seen other quarterbacks get deals done already this offseason. So it kind of depends. Do you believe the rumors that Brock Purdy is this naive guy who just wants to get a deal done and his agent is more hijacking it? And so eventually Brock Purdy will cave? Or is his agent doing what he wants to do and Brock Purdy will hold out until the very end? And I'm sure his agent is saying to do that because the 49ers will, in my opinion, cave if they do wait till the end. It just, will Brock Purdy be tough enough to do that? I don't know.
I think Boss has a really good point that Purdy probably prayed since, he's a man of Jesus and Jesus and God, they already told him you're getting the 300 mil. The bag's already secured. It doesn't really matter anymore. He can take as much time as he wants. God told him. It was in the Bible. It was there.
It's foretold. Here's what I heard. I heard this from one source. I can't confirm it. It's a rumor. Okay. What I heard is that the initial offer from the 49ers was in the high 30s. And then the second offer was in the low 40s. And then the third offer was in the high 40s. I can't confirm it. It's what I heard. Sounds reasonable to me. Take it with a grain of salt. Started at high 30s, went to low 40s, then went to high 40s. Haven't heard that it went into the 50s. And it seems like that is kind of that line, the 50 line. Because if you get more than $50 million a year, you're kind of looked at as a franchise quarterback, franchise guy. If you get less than $50 million, it's still a ton of money, but I think you're kind of looked at more as a bridge, short-term, mid-term, good quarterback. And it's I don't know that Brock and his agent can accept that status. It's almost a status thing. And I don't know if the Niners can give him that status because I think they're kind of people will laugh at him. Teams in their own division will laugh at him. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, but the league is getting ready to laugh at the Niners if they give him Tua money. So I think this is a tricky one. I don't necessarily know that the Niners will cave this year because I always felt like it was Kyle coming in at the last minute being let's pay up my guy. Maybe I'm wrong, but this feels like very much a Parag off season. And I don't know that he's going to cave. This might be grim.
Also, even if it was still a Kyle offseason and Kyle had the final say, maybe for wide receivers, Kyle was a former wide receiver. He wants them to eventually cave. He feels like he needs wide receivers to make his plays. He's always getting guys open. I think in Kyle's mind, the most important guys are the wide receivers. The quarterback just needs to execute. And Kyle might feel Brock Purdy's good and he's executed my system well, but I could do this with any quarterback. So why am I going to rush upstairs and, demand a deal for Brock when I think Brock is, good, but
Good,
not.
not great.
Yeah.
Good,
I feel
not
like
great.
the team as a whole, the organization, though, they're pretty sold on him and they're pretty bought into him being the long-term future. To me, the question is, if they're not willing to cave, how long will it take for them to be willing to cave? Like, are they going to over time get to 50? Is that where it's going to get to? Or are they going to try and leave their final offer at like 45, something like that? Like, where is the number and what is the time that they're like, maybe a week before OTAs, they're like, okay, it's over. Like, we can't do this anymore. We have to get to the 50.
I feel like the Niners could call their bluff on this one and not cave and say, like, you know what? We're offering you, I don't know what it is. Let's say it's 47. I have no idea. Let's say we're offering you 47. That's the final offer. And you don't come to camp. That's not enough for you. We can be like, man, this guy turned out to be all about the money. This guy turned out to be, all about himself. I mean, we've offered him so much money, but he's really holding out for something that he hasn't quite proven he's worth. I mean, the Niners could theoretically, maybe they wouldn't pull it off, but they could try.
Yeah, I think that they're way more likely to cave and give him the 50 than be like, okay, Max the starter. All right, team, let's get ready. Let's really have a unit this year. Like, I just don't see them doing it. So I feel like they're bound to cave. It's just like, how long is Brock willing to let it out? Is he going to be nice and be like, you know what, fine, the 45, we can sign other free agents. Is he going to listen to Puka? Or is he going to be like, you know what, it's my time. Like, give me my bag.
PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So, when I'm doing PrizePicks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a PrizePicks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play PrizePicks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you.
Conor, can I push back? You're saying that you feel like the organization is bought in, and I'm not I have no idea. But would you really be playing hardball with a guy who you thought was, top 10 and your actual franchise quarterback? I mean, we've seen them with Jimmy Garoppolo. That he had a contract by, I think, February 13th. So I think when they're bought in on a guy, they would pay him right away. Jed York seems eager
to be fair, Jimmy was going to be an unrestricted free agent. Brock's still under contract, but the point still stands. We're talking franchise quarterbacks.
I think look at the Bills. I think if you have guy who's certified top, let's do something that's not arguable because I feel like top 10 can be convoluted, but a certified top 5 guy, you're not messing around. You're not.
Can you imagine the Bills taking all offseason to extend Josh Allen?
That's what I'm
haggling with him.
Like, if you feel like this guy isn't that precious, that you can kind of mess around and chance upsetting him or chance him holding out, then to me you don't actually think that highly of him. I'm not saying they hate him.
You can take him or leave him.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they could take leave him, they could do either. But like to me, the whole unrestricted free agent thing, that tells me something about Jimmy. Also, when you have like a quarterback like Jimmy, where a lot of these mid-level teams were going to be on the hunt for him and trying to give him a bigger deal, you kind of want to lock him up really fast so he doesn't come available.
That
But
goes
Brock,
to the
you
point
got
too.
this.
You can't pay Brock. If other teams were willing to pay Jimmy and you were scared of that, he's not on the open market, but if he was, Jimmy Garoppolo would have had a bigger market when he was about to be a free agent than Brock Purdy would have now, I think. And I'm
Yeah,
not
but that's-
necessarily
I think
very
that's-
anti-Purdy. I'm just trying to be realistic.
No, I get your point. I just think the